Kay je jambolo bazot la. Kay hot tout si zot la kon pyjama hein.
Danser, rimer, crier, danser, parler, fauter. Danser, crier, crier, danser, crier, jumbo, jumbo, danser.
It's always a better choice. My one and only station.
DBS Radio.
Fair and balanced, unbiased and clear, concise and accurate. This is the DBS Evening News. Here now is your presenter with the headlines.
In the headlines, 90 students graduated from the Dominica Grammar School. In the news from the region, Trinidad and Tobago Finance Minister reports $9 billion in deficit position in mid-year budget review. And internationally, the White House says U.S. President Donald Trump will decide on U.S. involvement in Israel-Iran conflicts within 2 weeks. The details of these stories and more coming up next.
It's the energy of we people, something pulsing inside. It beating every soul, a feeling we cannot hide. It's always pushing us forward, the limit up in the sky. There's rhythm in how we flow, a rhythm that can't be denied. It's in the feeling in how we talk. It's in the meaning in our spark. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are, 'cause the rhythm of life keeps bumping.
DBS News.
And welcome back. Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Environment, Darren Lloyd, has told the 90 graduating students of the Dominica Grammar School that they will be needed as Dominica searches for skills to transform the economy. Mr. Lloyd represented Minister for Education, Octavia Alfred, at this morning's graduation ceremony at Goodwill Parish Hall.
As we work towards building a dynamic, resilient Dominica, a stronger and happier people, there are many new skill sets needed to push Dominica's economy. And you are the generation to build. You have a part to play in our economic development. We need skills for the digital economy, the blue and green economy, tourism, the Cabrits Marina, the geothermal project, the new international airport, the National Center of Excellence in TVET, and the Center of Excellence in Special Education. We are happy that we can now offer NVQ that are recognized throughout CARICOM. The intention is to finalize a TVET policy that will allow collaboration with all sectors of government and private sectors on skills required to align the workforce to build a resilient Dominica with a rapid evolving economy.
And that was Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Environment, Darren Lloyd. Meantime, guest speaker at the graduation ceremony, Chair of the Commonwealth Games Federation Athletes Committee, Brendan Williams, told the graduating students that determination will be key for their success.
Remember, determination is not about working hard. It's about pushing forward when the odds seem stacked against you. About turning obstacles into opportunities for growth. About disregarding the nays and proving to no one else but yourself that you can. When you harness the power, no goal is too distant, no hurdle is insurmountable. Look around you. This room is filled with dreamers, doers, and difference makers. Each of you has walked a unique path to get here. Some smooth, others filled with challenges. But through it all, you kept going. That, graduates, is the power of determination. Determination is not about never falling, quite the opposite. Actually, it's about rising every single time you do. It's a quiet voice that stays, try again tomorrow. It's the courage to stay focused on your goals even when everything around you says it's easier to quit. And it's the belief that no matter where you started, you can go anywhere you choose, because your will to succeed is greater than any obstacle in your way. As an athlete and an advocate for athletes, I know all too well about falling and rising, about what it means to sacrifice and the level of dedication and determination it takes to get from knowing nothing to excelling.
And that was the Chair of the Commonwealth Games Federation Athletes Committee, Brendan Williams. The Dominica Grammar School valedictorian for 2025 is Isabella Branca, and salutatorian is Kayla Sylvester, and Student of the Year, Jerusha Olivache. Isabella Branca and Kayla Sylvester graduated with honors, whilst there were distinctions for Mehendi Charles, Leon Laville, and Jerusha Olivache. Isabella Branca, valedictorian of the Dominica Grammar School, told the graduates that they should embrace the future with hearts and minds.
And to my fellow graduates, what can I say? We did it. Together, we have experienced highs and lows, successes and failures, and laughter and tears. We have learned not just from textbooks, but from each other. We have grown together, shaped by each other's perspectives, dreams, and values. As we move forward, let us carry these lessons and friendships with us, for they are the true essence of our high school experience. I am truly grateful for the friends I have made along the way, namely Kaylin, Shirel, Sienna, Leah, Gabrielle, Daria, and many others, who have always been there to support me and make my high school experience truly amazing. Today, as we stand on the verge of a new chapter, we can look back with pride. We have emerged stronger, wiser, and ready to take on the world. We entered Dominica Grammar School as children, but today we live as young adults, armed with knowledge, experiences, and memories that will last a lifetime. As we move forward, let us carry the lessons we've learned and the friendships we forged. Let us embrace the future with open hearts and minds, ready to face whatever challenges come our way. As we approach the future, it's natural to feel a mix of excitement and apprehension. The road ahead is uncharted, full of possibilities and opportunities.
And that was Isabella Branca, valedictorian of the Dominica Grammar School. Principal of the Dominica Grammar School, Edwin Darton, called on graduates to be open to new ideas and experiences to solve the problems of our society.
Graduates, as I look at your faces today, I am hopeful, for I see a future in which diversity and inclusion will make a difference. Each of you brings something unique and valuable to society. Your diverse backgrounds, experiences, and dreams is a powerful force for positive change. Your ability to interact, respect, and collaborate with people will be one of your strengths. Hence, I encourage you to seek diverse viewpoints. Listen to understand, not just to respond. Be open to new ideas and experiences, for this is how innovation happens. This is how you are going to solve the problems of our society. The power to shape a more inclusive, equitable society lies with each one of you.
Principal of the Dominica Grammar School, Edwin Darton. Coordinator of the Social Welfare Services Unit, Glenora Packett, says the government is committed to creating an environment where no elder is left behind. The Department of Social Services within the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Social Services hosted a consultation on the present status of older persons in Dominica on Monday. The consultation brought together a broad cross-section of institutions and individuals, including the Dominica Infirmary, a Council on Aging, Yes We Care, Dominica Social Security, and faith-based organizations, amongst others.
Consultation marks a significant and hopeful step forward. It brings together policymakers, professionals, caregivers, and advocates, united in the shared mission to build a more compassionate, effective, and resilient system of care for our aging population. In addition to these guiding objectives, we also anticipate several key outputs for this consultation. A clearer, evidence-based understanding of the current status of older persons in Dominica, guidelines for developing standard operating procedures, and a legal framework for the protection of older persons and the regulation of institutions that serve them. The establishment of a coordinated network comprising local, state, and national organizations, along with committed advocates working in unison to support and care for our elderly population. These outcomes are vital if we are to move from reflection to resolution and from conversation to coordinated action. Let this consultation be not just a platform for discussion, but also a catalyst for meaningful change. Let us commit to real solutions, forge stronger partnerships, and uphold a shared vision of inclusion, care, and dignity for our elderly. We can build a Dominica where no elder is left behind.
Coordinator of the Social Welfare Services Unit, Glenora Packett. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Social Services, Dr. Kira Paul, says the government has always placed a focus on the elderly with the programs it has introduced.
Indeed, many elderly individuals have worked diligently to provide stability for their families and have contributed to nation building in various ways, often doing so quietly and without recognition or reward. Now, in their later years, it is our time to give back. As individuals age, they often require assistance in areas where they previously managed competently. Programs such as the Yes We Care, the Public Assistance Program, the Over 65 Non-Contributory Pension Initiative, and caregivers under the National Employment Program play a critical role not only in providing care and support, but are critical in enhancing the dignity and restoring hope in society. This government continues to support institutions such as the Infirmary and Grotto through subventions, recognizing the relief that they offer to vulnerable persons and their families.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Social Services, Dr. Kira Paul. Social Security contributors are being encouraged to take advantage of the new student loan facility. Deputy Director of the Dominica Social Security, Augustus Etienne, says this facility is aimed at assisting contributors to realize their educational dreams. Etienne was speaking on DBS Radio's A Talking Point program this morning.
Because we are managing trust funds on behalf of contributors, the program exists to provide financial assistance, financing for contributors and or children of contributors who want to pursue tertiary level education. So basically we using contributors' money to help contributors realize their educational dreams. But at the same time, it is for us a small investment. So contributors, if you are a working person contributing already, you can apply on your own behalf, on your own account. Or if you are a parent and you have a child who is pursuing tertiary level education, you as a contributing parent can apply on behalf of your child. So if you just started working, and as you start working, you decide, I'm not waiting, I want to get into my studies right away. As the contributing person, you just started working, you registered if you were to do your program right away, you're going to be working and studying at the same time. You can apply for the loan. And while you are working and studying, you can service your loan yourself. In addition, getting support from your parent or somebody, another family member. So it doesn't really matter how long you've been contributing. Obviously, the longer you've been contributing, the better, but once you are a registered member, if you are not yourself registered yet, it might be better for you to allow a parent, a spouse maybe if you're married already, who is already contributing to apply for the loan on your behalf. A student fresh out of school who is not yet working cannot apply on their own behalf. But if they start working already, they can. In fact, if they have the resources, they can apply and service their loan on their own account themselves.
Deputy Director of the Dominica Social Security, Augustus Etienne, taking us to the end of this evening's National Focus. Up next is news from the region and international.
It's the energy of we people, something pulsing inside. It beating every soul, a feeling we cannot It's always pushing us forward, the limit up in the sky. There's rhythm in how we flow, a rhythm that can't be denied. It's in the feeling in how we talk. It's in the meaning in our spark. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are, 'cause the rhythm of life keeps bumping. Your rhythm flow, 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 flow. Come let your rhythm come let your rhythm flow.
DBS News.
And welcome back. While there is a projected $9.67 billion deficit for the 2025 fiscal year and a loss of $556.7 million in revenue, government's economic rebuilding plan encompasses foreign exchange solutions, including reporting obligations for high-volume importers and enabling exporters to retain a portion of their forex earnings. That was the word from Finance Minister Dave Tanku yesterday as he delivered his first mid-year budget review in Parliament. On Monday, Parliament's Standing Finance Committee provided $3.14 billion in supplemental funding to the 2025 budget. On the deficit and projected fiscal performance, Tanku said the 2025 budget was predicted on an average oil price of US $77.80 per barrel and a natural gas price of US $3.59. The projected deficit was $5.51 $7 billion. Internationally, the White House says Donald Trump will decide if the U.S. gets directly involved in the Iran-Israel conflict within the next 2 weeks, as he believes there is a substantial chance of negotiations. The U.S. Chief North America correspondent Gary O'Donoghue says this statement has opened the window to diplomacy. Earlier, Iran's deputy foreign minister told the BBC that it would cause destruction in the region if the U.S. were to get involved. On a week-on basis, Iran's nuclear program has been severely damaged, but it's not destroyed completely. Our security correspondent Frank Gardner has this written in. This brings us to the end of this evening's news. Up next is sports.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
It's the energy of we people, something pulsing inside. It beating every soul, a feeling we cannot hide. It's always pushing us forward, the limit up in the sky. There's rhythm in how we flow, a rhythm that can't be denied. It's in the feeling in how we talk. It's in the meaning in our spark. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are, 'cause the rhythm of life keeps bumping. Together going strong, no matter what we keep this flowing. So we people, we will go all in. Our hands up in the sky, celebrate and come let your rhythm flow, 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 flow. Come let your rhythm flow. Come let your rhythm flow.
And welcome to your DBS Evening's Sport Report for today, Thursday, June 19th, 2025. First off, West Indies women's players Aliyah Allen and Kiana Joseph have been found guilty of breaching Level 1 of the ICC Code of Conduct in the second women's ODI against South Africa and Barbados over the weekend. Both were found to have breached Article 2.8 of the ICC Code of Conduct for players and player support personnel, which relates to showing dissent at an umpire's decision during an international match. Allen was fined 10% of her match fees and had one demerit point added to her disciplinary record after gesticulating with an open arm and delaying her departure from the field. She was given out by the on-field umpires. Joseph committed the same offense in a more forceful manner and was fined 50% of her match fee and had two demerit points added to her disciplinary record. Both Allen and Joseph admitted their respective offenses and accepted the sanctions proposed, and as such, there was no need for a formal hearing. Still in sports this evening, we move to volleyball. National beach volleyballer Bill Clark Frederick is optimistic that Dominica can advance to the next major beach volleyball tournament, as he is confident that the team can do well at the upcoming Norsica World Championship qualifying tournament. That competition gets underway in the Dominican Republic in July. Frederick and his teammate Mervyn Mingo are fresh off capturing the gold medal at the ECVA tournament earlier this month. Frederick says a good showing in the Dominican Republic will see Dominica qualify for the World Championships.
If we at least make to the quarterfinals, the top 8 teams will move on to the actual World Championships, which will be held in Mexico. Ray Robinson and Jan Flora has been helping us a lot. Right now, we are really focusing on our hand setting because we are moving on to a higher level where bomb setting isn't as effective and efficient. So right now, we are focusing a lot on our hand setting. Moving is more focusing on his jump, so he can get more aggressive, get up there, and do his thing in the air. I personally see me and moving on to the rung in Mexico because I think that making it to the quarterfinals, or at least to the top 8, should be a fairly reasonable place for us to make, because me and Moving have this kind of chemistry and we have this kind of talent that I believe not even really the bigger countries can see us. Now we have a chance to really make our name as Dominican volleyballers, a little country that not much people know. So now we have our name to get onto the big stage and prove ourselves that these small countries can even show bigger than the big countries.
And that was a national beach volleyballer Bill Clark Frederick. The female team of Alyssa Bully and Joanne Pascal, which finished third at the ECVA tournament, will represent Dominica in the upcoming tournament in the Dominican Republic. Into some netball action, 10 schools will compete in the final round of the Primary Schools Netball Festival tomorrow. The competition will take place at the Windsor Park Stadium forecourt. The Group 1 participating schools are Penville Primary, St. John's Primary, Seneca Primary, Salisbury Primary, and Woodford Hill Primary. And the schools in Group 2 are Will Strathmore Stevens Primary, Maho Primary, Castle Bruce Primary, Roosevelt Douglas Primary, and Concord Primary. The schools are expected to be present at the stadium forecourt for 1:30 p.m. President of the Dominica Cricket Association, Clement Marcella, says the association has to find creative ways to generate revenue to meet its expenses with the loss of the Dream 11 Nature Isle T10 tournament. The tournament was cancelled last week due to the scheduled starting of the lighting project at the Windsor Park. Marcella says the Dream 11 was a big revenue earner for the Cricket Association.
Well, I think now is a good platform to encourage our sponsors out there who have the interest of national development, especially as it relates to cricket, to come on and really assist us. We are having discussions with various corporate partners as well, even government. We have that open door that we have to continue the discussion, because we already had the confirmation for the use of the stadium and we signed all the agreements, but because of government's overall requirements, I guess, on their contractors, we were unable to execute that. So they themselves had agreed that they would look to various avenues where they could assist the Cricket Association in moving forward. The work continues. We have to find creative means in generating revenue, go out and meet sponsors and try to see how we can continue throughout we're in the 6th month of the year. We have another 6 months there to see how we remain afloat. Hopefully we can get headways in raising funds and ensuring that our association can address the needs of the players.
And that was the president of the Dominica Cricket Association, Clement Marcellin. Shubman Gill is looking forward to leading India in what he says will be a competitive test match series against England. India's tour of England begins with the first test match at Leeds tomorrow morning. First ball is at 6 a.m. This will be Gill's first test in charge since being appointed captain.
This is the biggest honor that a player can get. Captaining your country, especially in test cricket, is something, that not many people have the opportunity, and I think I'm very excited for this opportunity. The test series actually that we played against England and India was one of the best series that I have been part of, and even in the test series, not many of our senior players were available in every match, and how we went about that series was the way that I think the series is also going to be. If you look at the series scorecard, I think it was about 4-1, but the number wasn't really justified how tough that series was for us. And if we are able to replicate that, I think that would be the key for us. Yeah, they've been playing very exciting brand of cricket. They've been wanting to get results, I think that's what the approach has been. From what we played against, from what we know when we played against them in India or especially here, they have been wanting to get results. And as a team, whenever you are playing, you want to be able to get a result out of any match, and I think that's what they're trying to get. And I think it wouldn't be any different from us as well. And we also play to get result, and it will be a very exciting series.
India's test captain Shubman Gill. Meantime, England captain Ben Stokes called on his players to show that they are capable of adapting better under pressure and prove that they have substance to underpin their attacking style during